Tensor G5 for Google's upcoming Pixel 10 lineup has reportedly reached tapeout status, with TSMC expected to commence mass production in 2025. Google's Tensor G4 might be the last SoC that is mass-produced by Samsung, as the Tensor G5 is set to leverage TSMC's cutting-edge 3nm process when it powers the upcoming Pixel 10 series in late 2025. Previously, we talked about a database leak revealing that the chipset's early samples were being tested. Fortunately, the company has moved from this stage and reached tapeout status, which is considered to be an exceptionally big deal because we can now have a chipset release in the future that can take on Apple, Qualcomm, and MediaTek. Tapeout stage of the Tensor G5 means that it is the final stage of the design process, after which mass production can start. One reason Google would side with TSMC is that the Taiwanese semiconductor giant has proven its reliability in mass-producing wafers on its next-generation nodes. This is why companies like Apple continue to exclusively choose it as its only foundry partner, with companies like MediaTek and Qualcomm also recognizing TSMC's importance as they gear up to announce their first 3nm in 3E chipsets later this year. Since Samsung's 3nm gap process is said to be suffering from yields as low as 20%, it has little choice but to partner up with TSMC. According to Commercial Times, Google's and TSMC's alliance seems to be progressing smoothly, as the Pixel 10's Tensor G5 is said to have reached the tapeout stage. For those who do not know, tapeout is the final stage of the design process of any integrated circuit before it is sent for mass production. This stage pretty much means that all Google has to do is provide TSMC with the number of shipments it requires next year, and the foundry behemoth will do the rest. As for why Google is not providing TSMC with orders for the latter's 3nm process, it could be due to its high costs, and perhaps the advertising giant could receive an attractive discount in 2025 as the node matures. Unfortunately, we do not know the Tensor G5's configuration, though Google is said to be developing custom CPU and GPU cores for it. Hopefully, the company can bridge the performance and efficiency gap between its rivals and finally introduce a worthy flagship series in 2025.